This is Hard Rocker Highlights, and this is Tom Rudebush along with the Hard Rocker head men's basketball coach, Jason Henry, as we preview the upcoming season here for the Hard Rockers. And Jason, the program's certainly going in the right directions. 2 winning seasons in a row for you. That's the first time that had happened in the School of Mines in about 14 years. So you have to be pleased with the way that things are going.
Yeah, we are. We're excited about the guys in our program and a good junior-senior crew again this year, and that's what it takes at a 4-year institution, is to make sure that you have those juniors and seniors that are leading the way. You know, 3 or 4 years ago, whatever it was now, probably almost 5, is we had a bunch of freshmen playing for us, and we definitely struggled, and those kids have came up in the program now, and the last couple of years won a lot of games. So we're excited where we're at. We're always trying to get better, as everybody else is, but anytime you have a chance to have winning seasons, play in the conference championship, 2 of the last 4 years we're in the conference championship too. So last year was one of those seasons where we had a lot of injuries. We never really had our full squad until right at the end, and you go up to Valley City and up 30 at one point against the top team in the conference. It's a lot to do with the kids and just hanging together throughout the year, and made a good run at the end.
You know, every coach has a style, but a lot of times the players that you have dictate that style. And in the preseason scrimmages, your preseason workouts, what type of style do you think will this team display?
Well, a lot of it comes, like you said, from the guys, but personality of the coaches and what we try to do, and then make the adjustments as we go. And to be honest, right now, what we think will be good is we haven't put some of that stuff in. You still start out with the bases, you still start out with the fundamentals. If you're a zone team, you might play, 3/4 of the preseason man-to-man just to get those fundamentals and those principles in. So that's where we're at right now, and we have 9 new guys. So when we're out recruiting them and what we can do, what we see them doing at that time might be a little bit different at the college level, what we expect them to do and what they can do. So we're still trying to figure those things out. In the back of our mind, we know the offense that we think is going to be the best for us. It's not necessarily what we're exactly running right now, but some of those same concepts and some of those same principles. And you're right. I mean, a lot of that has to, is dictated by what the guys can do. This year, we think we can run the floor. We think we can get up and down. We got some good length, so our rebounding is going to be good. And those are some things that we have to take advantage of. And but we're still going to press, the whole game as far as slowing the teams down. And our posts aren't 6'8", 6'10", 300 pounds, so to get in a half-court set every possession is probably not a good thing for us, both on the offense and defensive end. So we have to look to get some transition points again this year as well.
Kind of spotlight some of the returning players that fans will remember from last year.
Well, with having Nate Jacobson, starting out at the point and being a 3-year starter is always a good, solid fixture for us the last couple of years, and anytime you have a point guard that can lead the show and be the coach on the floor, as they always say, is a huge deal for us. And starting with him, and he had a great second half of the season last year. He really did get a chance to have a good off season between his freshman and sophomore year, because he had major shoulder surgery. So the day season was done. He was out for 6 months, so he came in, and the first contact he had was pretty much preseason. So it took him a good semester again, and had a great second half of the year. Same with Kyle Dewar, another Rapid City native that transferred in and in my mind struggled the first half of the year, which happens with a lot of transfers and a lot of freshmen, and just to learn the new system and learn the terminology and that kind of thing. As much as we talk about it and tell them to be patient, we as coaches need to be patient too with those guys. And sure enough, that was the same thing with Kyle last year. He really came around in the second half, and should probably average 15 points a game in the conference, which we really needed him. So, and then Scotty May, another 4-year guy that's a senior. And anytime you get those 4-year guys in the program with Scott May and Jordan Schmitz and Caleb Raymer, that defines your program. If you can keep those guys in your program and keep getting better, those are 3 solid seniors for us right now. And then Tanner Friesen's back too. With he broke his back a couple years ago, redshirted 3 years ago, broke his back the next year, and then finally got to play last year. And same thing. Took him a semester to get going, and had a great second half of the semester, and we're expecting big things from him again this year. So it's a good core group with the juniors and seniors, and put in a couple guys along the way, and hopefully we can make a good run again this year.
You know, you have an all-time record, an 18-man roster, and you've always been a coach that likes to play a lot of people and compete for positions and things like that. So maybe highlight a couple, 3 newcomers that we'll see this year.
Well, we do, and that's kind of been my philosophy every place that I've been, is 18's kind of a stretch. You know, that's definitely the most I've ever had, and you know, we got fortunate signing a kid late that, you know, planning on 17, and James Dean came in and made it 18. You know, we have 18 lockers in this room, and I did that for a purpose, going, I would possibly keep 18, but not ideal by any means. But, you know, you give opportunities to guys, and at our level, a lot of times they'll be competing for positions, and you don't know going in. I mean, if I knew every guy that was a Michael Jordan, then it's pretty easy to recruit, but sometimes you got to take 2 guys, and hopefully one of them is the one that is the one you're looking for, and if both of them are, then, you know, so be it. But that is a challenge, and it's been a challenge this year with all the new guys and learning the system and that kind of thing, and we're counting on those juniors and seniors. But a couple of the guys we are, like I said, with James being one of the guys, but then Michael Dietz is another transfer. That's, you know, 6'8", really athletic kid, very good defender. I mean, he gets more tip balls than I've ever seen a kid at practice. So we're excited about that and need him to do some things on the offensive end as well. Caleb Shockman's another one. He was in our program last year at semester time, and he did a good job, but came in and pretty much just played defense. So this year it's now transition to learn the fundamentals, being here from day one, and you know, so it's been a uphill climb for him too, where I came in as a coach going, oh, he's been in the program for a semester, he'll fit right in. Well, it's been an adjustment too, just because when he did come, yeah, he's running with the guys, but not doing the things that we needed him to do, that we'll need him to do this year. So, you know, definitely those couple guys is we're excited where we're at, and you know, right now we got 9-10 guys again that we plan on playing, and you know, it's always tough to get to 11 and 12, but if you can be a couple deep at every position, and you know, like I tell our guys, is we're not a D1 program that's on TV all the time, so we don't get the TV timeouts, and we don't get the you know, all the other timeouts that go with it. So, you know, we might play 6-minute stretches with 1 whistle or whatever, and it's tough to do that. So, yeah, the Dukes and the North Carolinas can get away with playing 6-7 guys because they rest every 2 minutes, you know, 3 minutes. So we expect our guys to play, you know, 90 feet from the basket all the time, or at least 85, and that takes a lot of effort, and that hard work is hopefully what gets us over the hump every year.
Eric Glenn returns, of course, as Jason's assistant for his 6th year. And before the season, does the coaches or do the team as itself, or do you set any goals for the season?
Oh yeah, and we'll talk about that actually today and tomorrow before our first game is our team goals, and we put up in our locker room whether or not we met those goals, and whether it's defensively, you know, you have offensive side and the defensive side, and you know, from free throw percentage to shooting free throws to just rebounding. You know, there's a lot of different things that go in, plus we do evaluations with the guys, and they have their own personal goals, and kind of keep that in mind and touch on that. But any athletics, any business, anything that you do, I mean, you have to be you know, goal driven and have something to shoot for every year. And as a team, you know, our overall goal every year, you know, we're pick 6 coming in right now, and you know, our guys are like, well, you know, it's a good conference, there's no doubt about it, and we don't want to end up there. You know, our goal coming in is always to be in the top 4, have a chance to host that first round game, and make a run at the end, which we've done a couple years now. Is last year with all the up and downs, we were sitting 6th, and made a good run at the end and had an opportunity to go to the national tournament, and that's a big tribute to our guys.
That's a preview of the Hard Rockers season for this year. We're looking forward to covering the Hard Rockers, of course, on 97.5 The Hills and 920 AM on your dial, and also, of course, right here at GoRockers.com, the official website of the School of Mines Athletics. Jason, thank you. Good luck this season, and this is Hard Rocker Highlights. This is Tom Rudabush from the Hard Rocker Locker Room.